Hey everybody, Steve the Average Gamer, now back doing the second part of Chapter 1 of the Star Realms campaign. First command, we're starting off with Mission 4, Distress Call. See if I can kick up the sound for this one. Nope, not getting the sound on this one. So, a rogue fleet bearing Star Empire insignias has attacked an outpost loyal to your father. You're being urged to wait for reinforcements, but you're like, okay, let's just go beat them up anyway. They are going to start off with a little more authority than us. They're going to start off with 50. We're going to start off with 45. Standard rules apply. We defeat the opponent. We keep going. We're going to get our regular deck to begin with and a trading post. They're going to be starting off with a survey ship, a fighter, 1 Viper, and 8 scouts, so a little bit different than what we're going to be starting off with. And the challenges are: gain no authority from bases I control, gain no trade from bases I control, and don't gain either. And you just saw with the trading post, I can get either. So my goal is to not use the trading post abilities at all. In fact, I wonder if I can just scrap it and see how I do that way. Let's get going. Well, the outpost is actually providing me a little bit of defense, so it's actually a really good thing. But as long as it's there, I can still get cards like the Cutter and use its ally ability to get that 4 extra attack. Let's do a... It's going to ask you this every turn. Use the unused abilities. You just hit continue. Just ignore it. 4. I'm going to get the freighter because that's actually going to play well for me later on, especially if that dreadnought comes up. And you're going to see me hit this. Like, oh, cancel. You don't want to do that. Yeah, you do want to do it. Okay. Well, he's got a mech world up, so I'm not going to be able to break through that defense right away. Get that, get the trade bot. And then I got to wait for the trading post to come back around again before I can do anything with it. So we'll scrap the Viper, get some heavy-duty buying. What I got left in my hand here? 2. Let's see. Check this again. I'm going to go for the Dreadnought, even though the Central Office, this card is just as good. But I think that the 2 coin will negate that challenge for me. So I can't use that one at the moment. I'll lose another card here. So I'll discard the Viper, do this, scrap it. Pick up the Cutter because I know I have at least 1 base in my hand that will be helpful for me. They've got their own trading post. Good for you. Scrap another ship to make sure these bigger ones come out. I'm going to get Royal Redoubt. This is a Star Empire base. 3 attack every turn, but if I have another Star Empire card, target opponent is going to discard. So I've already got the Dreadnought in, and I'm not getting rid of the Dreadnought. I'm keeping that bad boy in play. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm putting the trading post out. This is a good time, especially when you have a card like the Dreadnought where you can play it and then immediately draw a card. This is when you can get a little fancy. So I'm playing the freighter right now. Its ally ability lets me acquire the next ship this turn, put it on top of my deck. So I have the card here. I don't have much. So notice the shimmer on the Explorer, the Imperial Frigate, and the Corvette. I'm going to pick up the frigate. It went in. Now my deck has a 2 listed on it. Play that, and I now have a lot of attack to go with that. So I'm going to get the Corvette just because it's a card that gives me a lot of buying. Hit that, hit OK for that, and I'm going to lose that. I'll lose the outpost as well. Oh darn. But it now gives me an option of something to scrap. So moving on, grab the Explorer. I'm taking out these bases because if he has any blob cards, 3 attack plus whatever that ally ability is and drawing a card, that's just going to go against me really quick. So I do have the Royal Redoubt in play, and I also have the Corvette. I'm going to take some damage here. Oh well. But discarding cards, I now have 2 Cutters in play. I'm getting 8 authority on this turn, so got a little bit of health back, but I've also got a little bit of coin and a lot of punching. I've got 14 attack. Pick up the supply bot because I want to get that command ship. That is such a good card to get. And now the discarding doesn't have enough to get it. So We'll scrap another scout out of here. Discard 3, and not enough to go with. Still not enough to go with. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to scrap my frigate, hopefully get another card with some trade. Nope. Just short of getting that command ship. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the battle blob to be a component for my destroyer. And I'm actually going to scrap the dreadnought too. Deal 27 damage. He's down to 3. He's almost out of the fight. Okay, he's going to knock out Royal Redoubt, but not too worried because I pretty much got this in the bag. I actually have the perfect amount for lethal right now. Take out the trading post. No, I don't. I miscalced. Damn it. I thought I had him that time. Now he's going to take out the trading post. He's going to deal some damage to me. I'll discard the scout. We'll play everything. Do this. This. Now I've got more than enough to knock him out. So I did get all the achievements. No authority from bases, no trade from bases, and no trade or authority from bases. Alright, let's move on to Chapter 5.
Spies have brought word to
Warlord
your father
Traxxas
that the warlord
again.
Traxxas, still sore from his defeat, is planning an invasion of your system against the wishes of your father, Admiral Mulan, and even Minister
And you can probably
Sardius,
tell as you're listening to the story a little bit, you're kind of sensing the writers had a little bit of a fantasy motif when they did this. And I responded to a comment on Part 0 from a follower. Let me pull it up here so I have the person's name correctly. This is from Blue Fox 9000. Seems kind of boring, which, yeah, this game may end up being boring for people, and I apologize if this is boring for you, but I'd like you to all just give this one a try. Just really give this one a try. The people who created this game, and I responded to her in YouTube, or him, sorry for presuming gender, I responded to them in the YouTube comment section for Part 0 saying that it was 2 former pro Magic players who developed this game. So you kind of get that fantasy motif a little bit and a little bit of inspiration from Magic. Starting deck, I got a Cutter, Blob Fighter, Scouts, and Vipers. They're starting off with 3 Explorers instead of 8 Scouts. They got a mix of 5 Scouts, 3 Explorers. So they're going to be able to buy stuff faster. This one is so hard. I remember this one. So you actually have, to get all 3 stars, you have to do this mission twice. And the last one is no Trade Federation cards and no blob cards in the deck. That's a little tough because I like playing with both of those factions. So pull the supply bot down. We're going to give this one a try. And going for that, it's not easy because I have the Federation shuttle. I just have to make sure I have cards that let me scrap. That's going to be the big thing as I go through this mission. So the reds and the yellows, that's what I got to be going for in this playthrough. So I'm actually just going to get these Explorers. I'm going to try to get this one done. I got 7 trade on this one, unfortunately. I'm actually going to scrap the Federation shuttle. I'm going to start scrapping those cards and getting them out of the way. Barter World, that one's going to give me a little bit of attack, so I'll keep that one. And then get that Explorer. I'm painting myself into a corner a little bit with this challenge, but I'm going to try. So I'll discard him, scrap him. Unfortunately, all the cards that I need to scrap are now in the deck, so I can't really do much with it. I'm going to go for attacking here. I'll pick up the Blob Destroyer, knowing I'm going to have to destroy him later. The Stealth Needle, if I can get that card, that'd be really nice. I can get that card, it's really nice. Scrap the Explorers for a little bit of extra attack. And this, actually, I'm going to take the Authority from him, get the Missile Mech, because it's going to let me destroy his target base on each turn. Take out the Trading Post, scrap him, deal 2 damage to him directly. And now I've already got that card back up, so of course he doesn't have that card in play, that one that I want him to have. So can't do much there, but I'm going to go for some buying here. It's going to let me get the Battle Cruiser. And nope, can't get anything else, so I'll take some authority, scrap it to get some attack. Deal a good deal of damage right there. Okay, what do I have left? I've got 1, 2, 3 cards that I gotta get rid of. But doesn't mean I can't use the ability to get some health back. Get the missile bot down. Look at all this defense he's thrown up. Damn! Didn't realize he had that many. He had 15 defense from his bases running right there. I'll scrap the cutter now. You know what? I'm just going to do this just to get some cards that I want now in the trade row. Get some red cards into play. And of course now he's scrapping cards that I want to have. Typical. Alright. Draw a card. I'm gonna go on a bit of a spending spree here. So get the missile bot, get the patrol mech. Oh, come on, give me one card that I need. Let's get the Explorer up. Note, none of these cards are ones that I really want to dump off right now, but I am going to take out his target base with my battle cruiser. I still get his attack, and I'm just going to ignore the stuff in the trade row and knock this one out quick. What do I got here? A lot of reds in that one. Should have taken out that blog. Should have used that on the blog card in hindsight. I'm not going to scrap that Explorer, actually, because I don't have enough to break through his defenses. He's got enough to break through me, though. Come on, survive this. Ooh, I've got 2 left. Alright. So I'm going to discard the Scout and the Missile Bot, because I'm going to be able to draw a card here, destroy his target base with that. Scrap a card in the trade row. Let's see what I get. Nothing. Okay. I may actually lose this one. Just in that pursuit of that final star. Yep, I've lost. Well, poop. Oof. That was not nice. Let's try that one again. Mission 5. I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into this mission. Alright. Forget that last challenge. We're going for everything. We're going to get this done. We're going to get the damage, get that mech world, so when I start popping out some cards with factions, I'm going to start being able to rack up some of those nice ally points. Pick up 2 Explorers here because I can't afford anything in the trade row. Deal some damage. It really seems like an invariability. Whenever I get the mech world, and this is even when I play against the AI and not doing recordings, invariably, I get those ships, I get the mech world coming out, and no cards that can help me whatsoever. 7 here. I want to pick up the flagship, because that's going to let me do some hefty damage. I'm going to leave the central office for a while, and I should not have, because the battle cruiser is going up there. No, it's not. I was expecting the battle cruiser to go on that turn. Pick that up, do some... shred that guy. Alright, so, yeah, the central office has to go this turn now. I'll pick up the recycling station because I've still got some weaker cards in my deck. Take that out. Now we're cooking with gas. I'll turn the audio down a little bit on that. Hopefully. Yep, we're still getting it. Alright, 6 attack. I'm going to get the battle cruiser. Because as long as the mech world's standing, I'm going to have some, the ability to do some damage. Ooh. Man, I was not paying attention. He has the brain world and the fleet HQ in play. Scrap a card in the trade row. I'm going to pick up the battle mech first. I'm going to scrap the machine base. Machine Base isn't one that does much. The Brain World, that. Let's see if I can get to that card in his hand. The Brain World, scrap up to 2 cards from your hand or discard pile, then draw a card for every one you scrap like that. So if you somehow get the Brain World early, you can just start scrapping your Scouts and your Vipers and start drawing some better cards right off the bat. So I'm going to see what I got in my deck here. It's actually worth it to discard my 2 Scouts and roll the dice, see what else I get. That's a little better. This is going to let me draw another one. So helpful. Let's get some more defenses up. Take out the Fleet HQ, because the Fleet HQ, that one gives all of your ships 1 attack. Not the most fun card. Here's my recycling station. Let's draw a card, see what we get. Nothing helpful. Pick up the Ram here. Nothing on these guys. I'm going to destroy his junkyard to keep him scrapping some of those weaker cards he's got. He's got 3 Explorers he just played in that last hand, but he's not scrapping them to do damage to me, so I'm a little okay with that. He's not really paying attention to it. And, of course, the bottom star is not available because I've got a Trade Federation card and a Blob card right there. Get rid of the Blob wheel. That one's not that great a card. Pick up another recycling station just to have it as a little bit of extra defense. I've got 60 authority, so this is where the game kind of goes a little wonky. It's like the game should be throwing a little more of a challenge at you, but it does. This game gets very, very challenging in the later levels. I think it was the boss mission for Chapter 8 or Chapter 9. I could not beat it. I played it about 30 times over. I was getting frustrated. My girlfriend came over. She took the iPad. Did it about twice.
The pirates of the Dark Star
beat the
are
chapter
known galaxy-wide.
I'm a little embarrassed to say it, but
cruelty,
I'm willing to say it.
laying waste to entire systems and leaving few survivors.
All right, here we go. Boss
to tell
battle.
The
The Pirates of the
now
Dark
they
Star.
have their sights set on your father's kingdom. Their
Defeat
fleet
the Pirates of the
shocks
Kingdom's
galaxy
lost.
by
You have
smashing the
25.
frontier fleet. And now it's
You have 50
advancing
authority
on the
more than
capital
the Pirates
planet.
do, so...
Admiral Milan has been struck down with a mysterious illness.
Oh,
and so
this
it's
one.
up to you.
All right,
Rally
so
the core fleet,
let me actually break
defeat
this
the
down.
pirates,
So
or see
you have the trade
kingdom
route
lost.
that you see when we go into the game. The leftmost card is scrapped. Whatever's on the right card, whatever the rightmost card is, that's what's going to happen on the turn. If it's a blob card, we're actually going to see combat triple what the cost of the card is. So if it's a cost 8 blob card, it's going to have 24 attack. If it's machine cult, the entire row is gone and they get double the attack. Star Empire, pirates attack with combat equal twice the card's cost, so it could be an Imperial fighter. It has a cost of 1, so it attacks me with 2, I discard 2. If it's Trade Federation, they get combat and authority. If you play a card that would make the pirates discard, you draw a card instead. If you draw a card, if a card allowed you to destroy target base, gain 3 combat instead. I'm starting off with that. They're not starting with anything. The goal, big goal, to win before my 8th turn. So here we go. This is my first turn right here. Grab the blob fighter, deal damage. Central office is scrapped. I discard 2. So I'll get rid of those guys. Pick that guy up because I'm going to use his attack a little bit later on. The battle cruiser is scrapped. Next card. Damn, he got authority back. Alright, I'm going to pick up that guy, deal some damage. I've already lost track of what turn this is, and it's not going well for me. 4, I'm going to do this to get the mothership. Actually, what do I got in my deck still? I got a blob card. I'm picking up the mothership. These trade fed cards are not helping me much. And unfortunately, it's not one of these situations where if it disappears, the next card comes up. Alright. 4 for this one. I'm going to get the patrol mech here. Hopefully not another Trade Federation card. Alright, I'll take that one. 1. So it's going to be a 6 attack on me. This is good. I've got the mothership, and I've got the blob fighter, so I'm going to be able to get 3 of my cards coming down now. 4 of my cards coming down now. 6 attack, so I'm going to get the frigate, get the other frigate, deal a whopping amount of damage there, Ugh. Do you see what I mean about triple the cost? You're gonna get walloped with something. That just happened to me. I'm actually gonna go for the trade. I'm gonna get the blob carrier because that has a good ability. Acquire any ship without paying its cost and put it on top of your deck. Doesn't help me much right now. Discard these 2 cards. 7 attack. Ooh, I cannot afford. Oh, I can get the command ship now, actually. Damn, no, I can't. Oh. Poop. That was what happens when a machine call card comes out when you really, really don't want it to. Alright, target discards a card. Ooh, hello. This is a new one for me. Select a scout. Damn it. Alright. So I'm going to acquire any ship without paying its cost. We'll get the fighter here. And actually, am I going to get it? No way. What turn am I on? I'm on my 10th or 11th turn, but there you go. That is the defeat of the first chapter. I'm realizing this episode is a lot longer than the first one. Part 2 here is a little longer than Part 1, mainly because we did have this defeat earlier on in the part. But that is it for Chapter 1, the first command. The next part, which I may not be able to get out for another week or so, I do have some plans that require me to head out of town. Rise to Power. That is going to be the next part that we go into. Thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe for more content.